Build your own house. This actually comes from Steve Jones, who's had a major impact on my life. The greatest thing about starting to write and starting the consortium is the people that I've gotten to meet. And the greatest thing about this consortium, by the way, getting off topic a little bit, is the fact that people who come here do not feel like it's a clinic. They feel like they belong to something. They belong to a group of like-minded, progressive people. And that's a wonderful feeling. We all want to belong. Anyway, I got this from Steve Jones because Steve Jones suggested this book. I've given this book away and people said it changed their life. It's pretty powerful for a little book. So in the book there's a story of a master builder, a guy that took 6 months to build a home that was beautiful and sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he'd been working in this company for a long time. He was a legend. But one day he went in and said, I would like to retire. And his boss said, I got one more house I really need. And the guy said, all right. So instead of taking 6 months, he got it done in 3 because he outsourced work. He used whatever materials were quickest. He cut some corners. I mean, it was not the quality of his normal homes. He was not proud of it, but he got it done in 3 months. He went in and said, I'm done. And the guy said, I really appreciate you for your years of service. I would like to give you the keys to your new home. I think that is what we do to kids. Kids feel driven. They feel pushed. We want self-driven kids, but we drive them. And that happens everywhere, in school, in sports, at home. We need to facilitate them building their home, but as soon as they take ownership for what they do, everybody talks about this, but nobody really does it. We need to do a better job of letting kids build their own house. If kids in school felt like they were building their own house, they would stop cheating. By the way, the 2 things, kids spend 20,000 freaking hours in school. 20,000. It takes 10,000 to be an expert, right? Gladwell, Outlier, 10,000. They should be experts in 2 things. They are cell phones and cheating. I truly believe that. We have forced them to cheat because we give them bogus standardized tests, and the teachers act like they have to. Yeah. Mandatory. When I sat down with my football coach 13 years ago and in his basement having a couple beers and showed him a VHS cassette of the stuff that I can do as a speed coach, he was impressed. He said, you going to do this with everybody? I said, heck yeah. Everybody. Big guys, little guys, lacrosse, base, I don't care. We had 140 kids on our roll that year. Off-season workouts. He said, this is going to be awesome. We're going to make it mandatory. I said, no, we're not. We're going to make it so good they want to come. He thought. He said, well, if they don't come, we're going to make it mandatory. It's just pure football, right? Pure football. Force-fed athletes will never build their own house. I believe you need to coach like a gardener. You need to go out and get the best seed. Not every seed. The best. I always tell my guys, find me some more good athletes, please. Don't bring your slow friends. Bring me your fast friends. Okay, yeah. So no, you go out and get the best seed. You fertile soil, good practice, sunshine, dopamine. Lots of hydration, water them, and then fertilize it with tons of bullshit. Propaganda, right? And then at the end of the season, the garden dies, you plow it up, and you can't wait for next spring. Coach like a gardener. This is not Photoshop, this is me throwing fire. I would do whatever it took to get my kids to talk about my class when they went home. That was scary that day. Education, not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire? Of course. Stop filling kids. Find ways to light their fire, to become self-driven, build their own house, all that stuff. Do athletes see your workouts as significant and meaningful? Most athletes don't. I never did. I hope my athletes love practice. That's feed the cats. I hope my athletes love practice. Motivation is the fire that starts burning after you manually, painfully coax it into existence, and it feeds on the satisfaction of seeing yourself make progress. There's only one recipe for gaining motivation: success. The average coach thinks that motivation comes from their words, what they say, how they drive kids, push kids. But if you start seeing it as, I've got to find ways to show kids that they are improving. That's why we time. That's why we time. That's why we put stuff out on Twitter. You need to be on a mission. This is another chop wood, carry water thing, where it says, burn your goals, go on a mission, surrender to the outcome. We are in a goal-focused sport. I mean, we measure everything. Be on a mission every day to be the best sprinter you can be. To be the happiest, healthiest sprinter in the world. That's our goal. No, that's our mission. Mission is daily. And it's amazing when you go on a mission, things work out pretty good. I love the surrender to the outcome. And this is not just so that you feel okay if you fail. You surrender to the outcome because you will achieve more when you say, F it, bring it on. You surrender to the outcome. The person you want beside you in battle is the guy who has surrendered to the outcome and has surrendered to the fact he might die. He is a warrior. The worried soldier is not a warrior. This is 2018 4x1. Lane 5 is Homewood Flossmoor. They'd won the 4x1 the year before, running an incredible time, state record. And they had 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, everybody back. Unbeatable. The day before this, in our prelims, they broke the state record in the prelims. So I did not want a catastrophe in the race. I wanted to run a solid race. So I told the guys, we're going to surrender to the outcome here. But by God, the outcome is not going to be a train wreck. We are going to run our race. We might have to run a race where we are fast getting second or third. We don't care what we get. We are going to just take care of our business. I told to the leadoff guy, I said, Brendan, fight that guy. He's going to beat you, but fight him. Said to my second guy, Brian, stay with him. He's faster than you, but you're on fire right now. To my third guy, I said, that guy's going to kick your ass. My fourth guy, I said, Marcellus, if you leave early, I'll never speak to you again. $30,000 people at our meet, all boys, no girls. It's awesome. We're in lane 6, all white. We're doing pretty good right now. I told you. Don't leave early. I know, 4129 slow Texas, okay? But you're like 39 people would not run 39s in Chicago, all right? I'm just telling you. Anyway, was our goal to win the race? It really wasn't. We surrendered to the results. We ran like, bring it. Bring it. That's when we run best. Marcel's ran a 9-2 split. I think he hit 24 in practice a couple times. I think he probably hit 25 miles an hour there. Okay, 10-point summary of Feed the Cats. Attract great athletes to your program. Value happy athletes. Value healthy athletes. Light a fire. Do less, achieve more. Train speed and power, tired as the enemy. Build racehorses, not workhorses. Feed your cats with sunshine, sleep, and winning. That's dopamine. Kids, teach kids to build their own house. Burn your goals, go on a mission, surrender to the results. And stop there. There might be some pictures need to be taken. I'll send you this stuff too. I have PDFs of this. I answer all emails. I haven't talked about the last thing yet, and that's what we're going to end here with. Feed your cats with love and encouragement. I'm getting into that love shit, you know, Steve Jones. I shouldn't have scheduled this right after Steve Jones. There's only two things in life, but I forget what they are. It comes from a wonderful John Hyatt album. This is called Buffalo River Home. One of my favorite artists. Every time I hear this song, I think, yeah, I think I forget daily what they are. But I've thought a lot about this, and I think it's love and encouragement. Encouragement is my favorite word. If you look up encouragement, it says to give courage. I don't think there's a more powerful word in the coaching profession than to give courage. This, my son Alec, they had been runners-up in the state 3 out of 4 years, and they left with tears in their eyes. You know, that kind of second place. Not a good second place, but a failed meet. This is the moment when his hurdler clinched the state title for them. And of course I had my camera, took the picture. I was 1 row below him. I stepped up a row, walked over to him, hugged him, and we both cried. And I think a lot about that, like why did we cry? And I think it's love. I think it's love between a father and a son, a love of track and field, a love of his team, his colleagues, a love of what he does. After the meet, they went south, back home, did the fire truck through town stuff. His 3 siblings and his mom and dad went back north, and we were sitting around drinking beer, and it's fun when your kids are old enough to drink beer with them. And my daughter, who works in logistics downtown Chicago, said, I've never seen Alec cry before. When Dad hugged him, he cried right away. And I thought, damn, I want to remember this. Because what we do is special. And then my son Troy, who works in advertising, like a madman type thing, you know, madman, downtown Chicago. He said, nothing in my job will ever make me so happy I cry. I said, damn, I'm going to remember that too. That's smart. We have, track sucks. But we have an opportunity to have incredible moments. I'm really proud of this. I love this. The middle picture is my father at the age of 22. I got this out of an old newspaper. It was like he just got his first teaching job at a school with 150 kids. 22 years old. And he grew up working poor, government housing, nobody had ever gone to college. He was born in a tent with 5 kids. They literally chained him to the front porch. Yeah, that's what people use. That's old school. That's old school. And he was unsupervised. And unsupervised kids that live like this are not our best students, right? Our best students have 3-car garages and 2 parents that went to college. But in 1951, he met the guy on the left. a guy named Gay Kintner, a legend, basketball coach, Hall of Fame, 3 state championships. He met my father, handed him a basketball and said, "Holler, you're going to be one of my great ones. Wear this out." For the next 4 years, he had a father-like relationship. This has been repeated a million times, right? In the history of sports, a million times. He had a father-like relationship with my dad. He used to take him on scouting trips, buy him a hot dog, talk to him, encourage him to go to college. My dad went to college. He says to this day, he had no business going. But in his 4th year of college, he met a pretty girl who was a valedictorian of her high school class, my mom. He went on to coach 47 freaking years. Okay, the day before my first birthday, this is crazy. The day before my first birthday, February 17th, 1960, Gay Kintner, a World War I veteran, died a glorious death. He died on the bench. I never really understood why my dad told me, seems like daily, that he wanted to die on the bench. I get it now. Even though I have never met this man that died on the day before my first birthday, I echo that man. And so do my boys. And all of us do. I can't think of another profession that we have that type of influence in the future.